Mama, don't you cry no more. Mama, don't you cry no more. 'Cause a brighter day is gonna come our way. So mama, don't you cry no more. I don't want to be afraid, and I won't stand around and wait, and I won't run and I won't hide. Imloach shave matai. I don't want to be afraid, and I won't stand around and wait, and I won't run and I won't hide. Imloach shave matai. So mama, don't you cry no more. Mama, don't you cry no more. 'Cause a brighter day is gonna come our way. So mama, don't you cry no more. Lo yisagoy el goy cherev lo yilmedu od milchama lo yisagoy el goy cherev lo yilmedu od milchama. 'Cause I don't want to be afraid, and I won't stand around and wait, and I won't run and I won't hide. Imloach shave matai. I don't want to be afraid, and I won't stand around and wait, and I won't run and I won't hide. Imloach shave matai. So darling, don't you cry no more. Darling, don't you cry no more. 'Cause a brighter day is gonna come our way. 'Cause darling, don't you cry no more. This was posted online, paraphrased, I will say, by a Ukrainian citizen. She says, I called my elderly parents and asked why they hadn't left yet. I pleaded with them to leave and go to Poland. They'd be safe there. They replied, we're fine, we're safe, everything's going to be okay. I couldn't understand why they would say that with all that's going on, with all the bombings, with all the killings, with every horrific act that I've seen. It didn't make sense to me. I pleaded with them over and over again to please leave, get to a safe place. But they said, no, this is our home. We are going to stay here, and we are going to be okay. After I got off the phone, I couldn't think, I couldn't speak. It baffled me. I didn't know what to do. So I went and I put my kid to bed. And I told my child, everything's okay. Everything will be fine. And that's when I realized why my parents said those things to me. Over the last couple of weeks, our Torah portions have been focused on the building of the Mishkan. Exactly how long things must be, what they must be made of, and what must be contained therein. It goes on and on, kind of like an IKEA instruction book. But it is not until this Torah portion, the end of the book of Exodus, it is finally at the last few verses that God finally descends and is in that place. All of this work has been done by all of these people, from every person whose heart so moves them. We read in Exodus 25, whose heart so moves them. Yidvenu, coming from Nadav, which means to volunteer. Whoever has that desire, that urge to help build a holy place, they are invited to help build it. I am reminded of the line, "It is not incumbent upon you to complete the work, but neither are you free to desist from it." Those lines from Pirkei Avot ring true today. I was sitting there in my office wondering what in the world I was going to say this week. But then I remembered, it's not my job to solve it. It's not your job to solve it. Because it can't be solved by one person. Just like the Mishkan could not be put together by one person. The Mishkan was put together by every person. In fact, it is one of those lines that included not just the men, but all of the women, all of the children. Everybody was invited to help come and build the Mishkan. So it is not our job to fix what's going on in the world right now. It's not our job to complete that work, but we must still work together towards that goal. The words of Hillel also ring true right now. If I am not for myself, who will be for me? If I am only for myself, what am I? And just like in the song, Em lo akshav ematzai, if not now, when? I was shocked. You know what? Honestly, I was not shocked. I was not shocked that a couple weeks ago, I think Amnesty International came out with the article about Israeli apartheid. And we must be honest with ourselves. If I am only for myself, what am I? If Israelis are only for themselves, if Israel is only for themselves, what is it? When I was over there studying, some of my best conversations I've ever had were from some of the workers that worked at HUC, who were Arab Israelis, who did have to pass those checkpoints every single day. These were people with families. These were people who just wanted to live with each other. And the Israeli citizens, the majority of them want that. They want to live with each other. The Arab Israelis want to live with them in peace. It is not only in Israel. In China, the Uyghur Muslims, horrific acts are being done to them. Where is the world? Where is the voice of the world speaking up for them? We speak up for the Ukrainian people now. Yes, it is very important, and we should not stop doing that. It is not our job to complete the work, but neither are we free to desist from it. But that work doesn't only include Ukrainian citizens. You hear stories of black people arriving at the Polish border being turned away. You are not free to desist from it. Here in America, the LGBTQ community is being specifically targeted, trying to erase their existence, trying to force them to conform with what certain people feel is the right way to be. We've gone through that before. World War II. We knew that, these Japanese people, we thought that there was a genetic disposition for them to follow the emperor. And so we put them in camps. The United States put them in camps. We hear a lot about this book, Maus, this comic, this graphic novel written about the Jewish plight of this one man and his family during the Holocaust. Did you know that George Takei wrote his own graphic novel? It's beautiful. The imagery in it is horrifying. But the message behind it is beautiful. A message of unity, of teaching what we should not be, of teaching that there is a better way. Our holiday of Pesach is coming up soon, and we read, "Because you were slaves in Egypt." We are not free to desist from the work. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Not only because this last week I was in Zoom classes from 9 to 5 every single day, but I'm tired of yelling. I'm tired of screaming for peace. And I know that you all are as well. We want that world that is full of peace and love. We desire for it. We desire for God to live among us, the Spirit, the Shekhinah of God, the Spirit of peace, of love, of everlastingness to be among us. But just like the Mishkan, it will not happen until we have completed the work. It was a very difficult decision that I made to go this route for my drash this week. I thought, what does our congregation need? Does it need to be uplifted? But I see all of you out there nodding your heads, repeating these words that I'm saying, and I realize you are with me. This is what we need to talk about. We need to be open and honest about these things, because some people aren't. And in our country, there are book burnings that are removing history from the classrooms. I want to point out that this past Winter Olympics, one of the torchbearers that lit the main Olympic torch was a Uyghur Muslim. Great. You know who lit the torch during the Berlin Olympics, during the Holocaust? A Jew. Show, theater, is not the work. We must strive to be better. Hillel also has another quote, and I'd like to leave it with you this evening. In a place where no one behaves like a human being, you must strive to be human. At the end of each of the books in our Torah, we say the words chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Strength, strength, may you be strengthened. May we be strengthened to continue this work, this avodah, this holy work of creating a better world. And remembering it's not up to each of us to complete the work, but neither are we free to desist from it. Shabbat Shalom.